Okay, so we are live. I'm just gonna wait a couple minutes until people join me. Sorry for my son, he's over there. Okay, let's see. Okay. Okay, my apologies. I'm just sharing this with all my friends. Okay, let me make sure that we're good. Perfect. Okay, so I think we can start. So first of all, good morning, and I hope that you're all doing great. My name is Camila, and I am the host of the Founding Moms of South Florida, the Exchange in South Florida. And to talk a little bit about myself, I am originally from San Juan, Puerto Rico, and I've been living in Florida for almost 4 years now. I graduated from the Universidad del Sagrado Corazón in San Juan with a marketing degree, and I recently became a mom only 13 months ago. And from that moment, it's been definitely a great roller coaster. So my son is my all. So to talk a little bit more, I just recently launched my very own online baby store. It's called Burns and Tots, and it's a store for modern and trendy parenting. And if I definitely prompt you to check it out and share it with your friends. You can go to it at www.burnsandtots.com. So to talk a little bit about the Founding Moms, we are a collective of offline meetups and online resources. It was founded by the fabulous Jill Salzman, and basically it's a group where mom entrepreneurs can share their experiences, their stories, and exchange valuable information of how they launched their businesses themselves, or if they haven't launched a business, then definitely take that information and apply it into how they can launch their own businesses. So we do monthly meetups, and we also have an online community called the Founding Moms Community, which you can check out at the link on the link. I put the link on the description of this live video, so feel free to check it out and join, because there the fabulous Jill Salzman provides so much value with all the courses and information such as how to create videos for promoting your business, how to increase sales, how to search for sponsors, how to launch marketing campaigns or online email marketing. So there's a lot of valuable information on the Founding Moms community that I definitely prompt you to check out, because it's amazing. And not only that, it's also a virtual space where all of the Founding Moms can essentially talk to each other and definitely promote and ask questions, because we're more than 10,000 Founding Moms across the world. So it's a great space where you can go ahead and ask questions, and I'm sure that somebody, and if not many of us, will be able to answer or help you. So let's see. So I want to start the day with a little quote, and I apologize that I'm reading. It's basically the definition of mompreneur. So a mompreneur is a multitasking woman who can balance both the stresses of running a business as an entrepreneur and to the time-consuming duties of motherhood at the same time. So as you may know, it's not definitely an easy task, dividing working and having a child. I'm so grateful that my sister-in-law, Maria Fernanda, is here to help me today, because if not, I wouldn't be able to be doing this live video. So, I definitely want to talk about the overcoming postpartum depression and launching a business. It's not an easy topic. I am now talking about it because, of course, I've been able to overcome it myself. But not many people know that I suffered from it. Especially because it's not visible to everybody. You know, as a mom, when I first learned that I was pregnant, of course, it was a shock. I was not expecting it at all. I was not looking for a child at the time. I had just gotten engaged. So it was a shock, but at the same time, I was extremely happy because I was definitely getting married with the love of my life, and we're going to have a family. So definitely the journey of pregnancy was fantastic. I love being pregnant, honestly. The only bad part of being pregnant was the last couple months where I could barely, walk with a belly, and all the weight in my back was killing me. But overall, the experience of being pregnant and the illusion of being able to, in little time, hold my baby in my arms, that was absolutely amazing for me. Now, when I first gave birth, after the first 3 days, I definitely experienced the so-called baby blues. The baby blues is basically just this feeling of sadness. And it happens, not everybody experiences, but a lot of people may. And the difference between baby blues and postpartum depression is that baby blues is supposed to last just a couple days, where postpartum depression is ongoing. So I definitely experienced baby blues. I just felt, I don't know, it was a hollow feeling inside where my brain kept just going and thinking basically like, can I be a mom? Am I suited to be a mom? What is this? I just felt sad, and it was not directed towards my son necessarily. I just felt sad. So particularly, I think I hit rock bottom with the baby blues. The third day that I was home with my child, I was trying to breastfeed him, and he wouldn't latch. So for me, I was getting very desperate because I was trying my hardest to breastfeed him, and I was opposed to giving him a bottle at the time. So just hearing him like getting very frustrated and yelling and crying, I was just basically frozen. So my mom had to come in and take him away, and she gave him a bottle. And at that point, I felt like a total failure. Total failure. Like, I can't be a mom. I can't breastfeed. I can't be a mom. So, little to say, I spent the night crying. So my husband was like, I don't know what to do. He couldn't really do anything. As much as he wanted to help me out, he couldn't because he can't breastfeed. So it was very frustrating that those first few days and maybe couple weeks of getting used to breastfeeding and being a mom was definitely the toughest for me. But yeah, I was definitely having a hard time because, breastfeeding is not easy, and I completely understand why so many women give up, because it's so easy. You can just say like, okay, I'm not judging. Many moms are just like, you're exhausted, you barely sleep, you have a baby that's latched to you like for 35 minutes, and then 2 hours later you have to latch him on for 35 minutes more, sometimes 40 minutes. So it's a very hard job. So I completely understand, having that feeling of, I just need a break. I am just going to go and feed my baby with a bottle. And I am not judging at all. If that works for you, that's perfectly fine. But for me, I was feeling like a failure. And it's nothing personal. It's just how I felt. And I don't know why, because my mom really didn't breastfeed me. And my family was actually the one that was, they were definitely up for me trying to supplement my son, breastfeed and supplement with formula. And at first I was really opposed, but then I was a little bit more open-minded, and I definitely started supplementing because, of course, as I went to the doctor and the doctor finally saw that I was really having a rough time breastfeeding. Like, my body was not producing enough at the first couple weeks that my baby lost a lot of weight. So I had to start supplementing. And that definitely was rougher on me because, it's like I can't breastfeed my child, and now my doctor tells me that I'm not producing enough to feed him. Like, my body, it's like I just feel like a failure. And many of you can probably feel like a failure if you're faced with the same situation. But in my case, I definitely, kept at it. I was really determined and that I wanted to breastfeed. So I did everything in my power. I got the breast pump from my insurance company that they gave me for free. That's another tip. If you have an insurance, don't pay for a pump out of pocket. Call them and they may be able to send you one for free. But yes, I was eventually able to keep breastfeeding, and I was able to fully breastfeed my son until he was 6 months. And after that, I continued to breastfeed. He's now 13 months, but now, of course, he eats, and it's less of a stress on me. So thankfully, I'm very grateful that he grew up. He definitely continues to breastfeed, and it's more of a whenever he wants to go to sleep or wants to feel that support or secure. So now, how did I know that I had postpartum depression? It wasn't really evident. I had all the trouble. I was experiencing all the troubles that any new mom was experiencing, but there was something in me that my brain just didn't. I was trying to figure out and I couldn't. And that was, how can I care for my son when I return working full time? And that was definitely one of the biggest questions that I kept asking myself over and over and over and over again. Like, I was very anxious. I was stressed out. I was ready to go back to work. But at the same time, all of my family lives in Puerto Rico. And the only person that lives here next to me is my aunt. And she has 2 children of herself that, they're autistic and they can't really, they require a lot of time from her. So it's not like she could say to me, yeah, go ahead, I'll help you, because, she was having her own troubles that I definitely helped her myself a lot of times when I could, to help to, pick their, help out as family does. Pick my cousins up from school or take them to school as much as I could. But as soon as I became a mom, of course, I had duties, and having a baby, everything changes. So my childcare options were very limited. Thankfully, my mother-in-law, she is an angel. Esther, si estás viendo esto, I love you. She definitely was there, and she offered to stay with us, for first few months, and then take turns with my mom and some other family members that could travel from Puerto Rico, and definitely, take turns in helping me care for my child while I was able to continue working full time. Because, believe it or not, childcare is very expensive. Very. And when I say very, here in Florida, I'm not sure where you're located, but here in Florida, childcare is expensive. it's easily $900 to $1,000 a month for childcare. And of course, that doesn't include if you leave your child late, so you have to pick him up at a certain time, and that doesn't include, definitely, that doesn't guarantee that your child will be safe. Unfortunately, daycare, you have to trust, and finding a good daycare place is definitely going to cost you money, because you're leaving your child in the hands of strangers. So you want to be able that when you leave them in the hands of those people, that they're going to be able to care for them the same way that you would. And it's not easy to find a place that does that. And if you do, it's either a family member that you know that runs a business, or a place that is really expensive. And I obviously really didn't have the money to pay for childcare. So my options definitely were relying on my family's support and being grateful that they were, up for traveling as much as they could to help me. Even my grandparents stayed here for a month, like 1 month at a time, but they came twice. So they were here for 2 months helping me out with my son. And I was ecstatic because, how many babies get to spend so much time with their great grandparents? So it was a blessing. Now, I wasn't happy. As soon as I went to working full time, it hit me like I need to do something, because I once again was feeling like a failure. Like I was choosing having a career over having a child. And I was just very dark. I had this dark feeling inside where I was just sad all the time, thinking about what I could do to be able to, be a mother and care for my child, but at the same time earn a living. It's not easy at all when you're feeling like that. And I would continue working, and I did my very best. Like I would put up a smile, go to work, and kick ass. But inside I was just sad. I was looking for ways that I could support my family, but have the best of both worlds. And it was not until, I would call my mom every single day. Every single day I would call her, just either on the verge of crying. I felt anxious. I was definitely, I couldn't identify that I was depressed, because my postpartum depression was not towards my son. It was more towards my circumstances. But I was definitely not happy with anything, and I couldn't pinpoint, because I just had given birth to a baby. I had a wonderful husband who honestly is absolutely great. My husband is one of the best people that I know on the planet Earth. So I had recently gotten married, so I had all those things going for me, but somehow I did not know why I was so sad. I didn't know. Sometimes even smiling, just like my face was so heavy, like I couldn't even do this. Like it just took so much effort to do that. So once I kept, talking to my mom about it, I had recently also gotten an IUD, so she was researching that could probably impact on my moods and why I was feeling the way I was feeling. So as soon as I identified, and my mom helped me, look for help, I definitely, started thinking, it's like, wait, this is not myself. If I want to do something about it, then I have to take action. What can I do to change the way that I'm feeling? So it was there that, I started, looking for videos on YouTube and reading books, or at least listening to books about how I could improve my situation, doing a lot of research. So I decided to take action, and doing that definitely helped me so much in the way that my mood started improving every single day. I started following people that inspired me. I started looking for groups that could help me and could, talk through all the situations that I was having. And I started seeking for help. That's the first step in being able to, beat depression. Start looking for help. Understand that you have a problem and that you're not being yourself. And once you accept that, then that's when you can seek for the help to help you, get out of it and find the things, basically find the path to guide you once again to your true self. So as soon as I was able to start, reading, I started looking for meditation tactics, to at least soothe myself and relieve my anxiety and my stress. I started following people that, every single morning I have a stand in my car that I put my phone, and there I pretty much just look for stuff that I can listen to while I'm driving that can boost my mood for the day. So that's basically been my religious ritual every single morning since, I would say, on July 2016. July 2016, that's when I hit rock bottom, and I was like, I have to do something about this. I can't just keep going and wait for it to improve. I have to do something about it. I have to take action. What can I do to change the circumstances around me? What can I do to improve my mood, improve the way that I feel about myself, and be a fit mother for my son, and also continue being a wife for my husband? And because I was feeling very hollow inside, so how can I fill that gap? And I identified that I have always been a go-getter, in the sense that I've never been afraid of standing up in front of a crowd and just singing. I have done that since a very early age. I am a singer, so bear with me. But yes, I've never been afraid of just putting myself on the spot and doing what the things that I need to do to move forward. When I first moved to Florida, the first job that I took was selling makeup door to door. Not many people do that, but I did it because I actually really enjoyed it. It's not an easy job, going door to door and being like, hey, you like makeup? But it builds confidence, and the people that are watching this video that that were with me during that time, that there's a power inside of you that pushes you to do the things that you've never thought you would do, just because it gives you value. So do things that make you feel important. When you're doing stuff that it might not be the most comfortable thing, but make you feel valuable at the end of the day, that's definitely something. Because at the end of the day, when you feel proud of yourself, that's the most important thing. And that's how I identified that I was not myself. I was not proud of myself anymore. I was not doing things that inspired me. I did not feel inspired. I had lost my passions. I honestly couldn't tell you when was the last time that I had done something for myself at the time that I hit rock bottom. And that's when I knew that I was not being myself, because I've always been able to, go through tough situations and do what I have to do and come out in the succeeding end. It's not always going to be you're not always going to succeed the way that you want to succeed. Like, you're probably going to be left without an arm at the end of the race. But, the most important thing is being able to cross that line, even if you're left with nothing. But once you cross that line, you succeed. And I had always been like that. But definitely I want to, before I continue, share, if you have ever felt depressed, these are some things that you could notice, that are a few symptoms that could help you identify. And definitely the first step in being able to move forward, definitely recognizing that you have a problem or that you're depressed. So let me look here. I think I lost it. Never mind. Anyways, I'm just going to mention 3. So 3 of the things that you want to definitely be able to identify. If you're having mood swings, if you are all of a sudden sad and you don't know why, when everything around you is like perfectly normal, and you can't really because my husband kept asking me, but why are you feeling like this? And I'm like, I honestly don't know. I honestly don't know why I'm feeling like this, but somehow I am. And, that's definitely a red flag. But yeah, once I was able to identify that I was definitely depressed and I was not feeling like myself, and I started to take action and conditioning my mind, reading books. Every morning I got up early and put in things or read information that could benefit me throughout the day to actually make me or help me start the day with a positive foot, and getting out the door excited about the things that I was meant out to do. And once I knew that I definitely wanted to start a business, because that's the thing that I was missing. I was missing having a goal that would motivate me and continue pushing me to my limits. So that's when I decided that I want to go ahead and start my own business. I had always known, even before having a child, that I someday wanted to start my own business. But I always thought that, I'm going to wait. I always told myself, I'm going to wait because I want to have some experience. I had just graduated from college, and I said, you know what, I'm going to wait until I have maybe a couple of years of experience. I'm sorry. And once I have that experience, I'll be able to launch my business, and I'll do that. But the truth is that I never really started a business because I didn't know of what I was going to do my business. What was it going to be about? And that was definitely the most important question. Once I hit rock bottom with my postpartum depression, I identified it, and I knew that I wanted to start my own business. The next question was, okay, I'm ready to do this. This is the right time, because everything is pointing that I need to do this, and I need to invest myself in doing something for myself this time. Now, how can I start my business, and what is it going to be about? I was going crazy, for months. That was my question. Okay, everybody's telling me you can start a business from your house with little investment. You can do it online, but what am I going to start my business on? What is it going to be? I have a background in graphic design. I studied marketing. I've worked in advertising agencies. I worked with marketing companies. But what am I gonna, what are my clients going to pay me for? Or my customers? What is gonna be my business? So that was definitely a very intriguing journey of, I didn't know. So I started reading. It's finding my passion. What is my passion? That's when I looked into myself and was like, wait, When was the last time that I was truly passionate about something other than having a child? What was another time? And, you know, before becoming a mom, I was very passionate about music. But I didn't want to do my business around music because honestly, I don't have enough time to produce music as I did. And if you haven't seen the YouTube videos, I'll just post a link, but you'll probably laugh. I did have YouTube videos, me playing guitar, and that was something that I was truly passionate about, but I didn't want to build a business around that. So I definitely kept thinking, you know, what can I do a business for? So I started reading this book called Start With Why by Simon Sinek. And it's a book, and it's particularly, it's great. It was great for me because, you know, it starts with, he says basically, I'm going to actually draw it for you. So this is how everybody, I'm going to draw it, as you can see. So it's 3 circles, right? This is how usually messages are sent out to the world. So this is why, the middle. This is how, and this is what. So this is why, how, what. And usually this is how Simon Sinek says that every or most companies advertise themselves. So they start with saying what they do, then they say how they do it, and they finish their message with saying why they do it. When in reality, we should be doing it the other way around. We should be telling the world why we're doing something, explain to them how we're doing it, and then telling them what we're doing. So, for example, he in his book, he has this Apple anecdote, and he says that Apple is one of the best models to follow when speaking about why, because they always start with why. So, for example, their message goes to the world goes, we believe in challenging the status quo and disrupting the pattern, basically. How we do it, we create, so basically it's like they create computers. They just happen to create beautiful computers. And then the what, my computer, do you want to buy one? When usually people start the other way. Can you buy our computer? Because how? We create beautiful computers, and why? Because we want to disrupt the status quo. It's not really truly believable, but when you start with like, we want to disrupt the status quo by creating beautiful computers that benefit the world, will you buy from us? Now that's a different story. It just impacts you in a different way. Instead of like, buy from me now, then why should I buy from you? Oh, you should buy from me because of this. And you should buy once you know this because I am that. No. You start with I am that because I want to do this. Will you buy from me? So it's a different story, and it was definitely changed my mindset into like finding my why. Why am I in this world? Why, you know, what is it pushing me to the limit of, you know, suffering from depression and then building my business? What is my business going to be built around? My business should be built around something that defines me. So if that something defines me, what is it? So I still wasn't quite sure of what I wanted to build my story. You know, I read the book and I was like, great, I still don't know. Please help me. So I kept researching, and I came across this website called dropshippingexcel.com. dropshipping lifestyle, xl.com. And that's when I filled out a form and I basically became interested in the dropshipping business model, particularly because, yes, I was thinking of starting a business, around my expertise, which is marketing and graphic design. But at the same time, I for some reason at the time, I didn't feel like, I'm just a recent graduate. I know how to do graphic design, but I had never really had a client for myself, apart from building presentations, that I could take on projects of doing graphic design all by myself for an actual business. And then the other question was like, okay, I can do that. I can probably build a website, but how am I going to get those clients? So I just didn't feel it was the right time for me to create a business for that. And I definitely thought that building a retail business around drop shipping, and if you don't know what drop shipping is, please watch the video I created right before this, because it explains exactly what it is. So I thought drop shipping would be the best business model at this time that could best fit into my lifestyle, because I'm a mom. I don't really have that much time, and I needed a business that I could create on my free time and be able to manage it while working for full time and being a mom. So definitely that's how I chose that the dropshipping business model would be best for me, at least for the starting point. And Trent called me, and he explained what dropshipping was and what he did and how he could help me, start my dropshipping business. So I definitely opted to hire his services. He became my coach, and he walked me through all the steps. And how did I came to the conclusion that I wanted to start a baby store? I came to that conclusion because he basically told me, everything around you, everything, even that mini bar that you see back there, everything around you can be sold. Now, with knowing that, what do you want to sell? And I was like, I could sell mini bars, but, those things are heavy, and, the shipping on them, it's going to be way too expensive. So it's not going to be too profitable. So I started with the research. I could sell shoes because I love shoes, but, there's the business and the industry for shoes is very saturated. So, fashion is very saturated as well. So, and I'm not the most fashionable gal. I love dressing in style, and I love, buying online, but I hate going out for shopping. And you can ask my husband or my mom. I just, when I go shopping to a physical store, I actually go straight to what I need, and then I leave. I'm like a man in that sense, because my husband he actually FaceTimes me whenever he's at the mall or a store, and FaceTimes me to show me, hey, what do you think about these shoes? What do you think about these heels? Do you like them? I like them. I'm going to buy them for him. Like, I like them. I don't know. And then he comes home and brings them all. It's like, he is amazing. That's why he's the perfect man for me, because he knows exactly what I want. I just don't want to be at the store, I can walk around the mall. Now, don't ask me to go inside a store, because I'm just going to lose it. So that's a little bit insight. That's a little fun fact about me. But yeah. So yeah, how could I launch a fashion store when I really didn't? I love online shopping. Maybe I could do it someday, but I wanted to do something that I really felt identified with. So I said, I really feel I've identified with being a mom. That's what I am. That's what I recently became, and I've struggled so much, to be a great mom with like breastfeeding and all the heartaches of being able to work full time and still be a mom for my child. So I was like, I think everybody kept commenting on, how I love dressing up my son, because I dress him up like a little man, and I love the urban feel and look. I actually have little bibs that look very similar to this that he wears. So everybody kept commenting on how stylish my son always looked and how great and how cute. So, I decided to launch a baby store, because I am young. I love looking, I love being stylish. And although I'm not, infatuated with the shopping end, I do love, shopping online and or at least, combining myself into style. I love looking for stylish tips and staying, with the latest trends. So I decided to build a store for myself. No, it's actually for, moms that are like me. Young moms that love to be hip and stylish and trendy. So once I knew what I wanted to build my store of, Trent definitely was talking, okay, great. You already know about what you want to do your business about. Now, what are you going to sell? And the first thing that, came to my mind is at least I wanted to start with some basic items like bassinets, strollers, and baby bags, designer baby bags, because they're a little bit more expensive. Baby gear tends to be expensive, but I wanted to start my store with things that could definitely earn me the most profit while I was launching it. So building the store, definitely I reached out with a couple brands that I identified that suited my store, like my portrayal of my brand. So my brand is Burns and Tots, and it's a store for modern and trendy parenting. I don't want to have a crib that was made in 1985. I want to have stuff that actually looks modern and very trendy and fits with the type of parent that I'm trying to target, that the type of parent that I am. So I identified the brands, and I made sure that they fit certain criteria. That criteria was if they had a MAP policy, which is a minimum advertising price, because I didn't want to sell brands that don't have that policy, because then the competition tends to be very vicious. It's like if your competitors start selling the same brand and they start selling it at $100 less than what you're selling it, then you want to compete, and then you have to drop your prices to sell it, and then it's a never-ending game. So I opted for brands that have the MAP policy, because everybody, absolutely everybody that sells a brand needs to comply with the minimum advertising price. So no one can sell it at a different price. Yes, you can sell it higher, but you can't sell it lower than the suggested price. So that was something that was very important in launching my business, because I definitely wanted to have brands that, didn't really have that much exposure, brands that you are not going to see probably in Walmart or at Target, because I want to look for brands and products that are a little bit more exclusive, that people are going online to buy, and that definitely are stylish and portray the image that I want to have for my store. So those are a lot of criteria that I started to consider. Once I knew the products, or at least the suppliers that I wanted to reach out to, I started reaching out to them. So it started with a simple email to them saying, hey, my name is Camila. I had not launched my store, so it's like, I'm about to launch an online baby store for cribs, diaper bags, and strollers, etc. And I became very interested in your brand. I would love to learn more about becoming a retailer for your brand. I would please let me know about your price lists, your MAP policy, and if you offer drop shipping and bulk wholesale options. Thank you very much. I hope to hear back from you promptly. Camila, and then my email, and that was it. And I waited for them to reply. It's as simple as that. You just type in your message, hit on send, and wait for them to reply. And it was amazing. You know, I reached out to a couple of brands, and as soon as they said that they didn't have drop shipping options, then it was a bummer. And I was like, okay, so I can't have this brand because I want to run a drop shipping business right now. So the drop shipping business is I don't have inventory because I don't have a place to put it. So the drop shipping option is basically I wait for my clients to place an order through my website. Once they place the order, I then send that order over to my supplier and they do the fulfillment for me. So that means they do the shipping and they just charge me for the retailer price. And it's a pretty simple business model in that way. Of course, there's more to the business model, but it is quite simple in that I don't have to invest money in purchasing inventory up front. So of course, many suppliers will charge a drop shipping fee that you have to take into consideration in your prices. So of course, if it comes to an expense, you have to pay for it. Either, they charge you for a drop shipping fee, or they will charge you for the shipping price. And you have to take those things into consideration with the business model. It's not the same as if you were purchasing in bulk, where they actually might even cover the shipping to send it over to your warehouse. And from your warehouse, you would be sending those items directly to your clients. So it has its ups and its downs. Of course, with bulk wholesaling, the good thing about it is that sometimes you get a better price because you're buying in bulk. It's like, it's not the same of buying one pen than buying 100. You're probably going to get discounted price for buying 100. So that's another thing to consider. And, basically I went with once I was able to get on the phone with those brands and the ones that I curated, I literally picked and chose all of the brands that I have on my website, because that's very important. You're not going to start reaching out to every brand. I was like, oh, I see that people buy this, I'm just going to reach out to them because I want to sell that. No, you have to do research. You have to identify that. Are people talking about that brand? Are people looking for the products that brand offers and that you're looking to sell? And once you identify that, then, okay, I'm going to reach out to them. And then you have to project. I have a spreadsheet of where I make my projections. I have basically the product price, the MAP policy price, the retailer price, and I then project basically my profits depending on, if I charge for shipping, if I don't charge for shipping, if I spend money in advertising, then what's my cost per lead. So basically, all of those little details are going to tell me what my profit in the end will be. But you have to take into consideration all of those. So yeah, I have just launched my business, and I'm still fine-tuning the actual promotion of it. I've been able to, in a little bit over a month, I already have 800 followers on Facebook, and I'm so grateful that there's so many people that are starting to respond and like my page. But it's not an easy journey. The first thing that you have to do if you want to start a business is start working on yourself. Read every morning. Start looking for people that inspire you. Read articles that make you more knowledgeable in the things that you want to do. Search for business models that you could potentially pursue. If you are an expert on your topic, on your skill, let's say that you are, let's see, if you are a lawyer, or if you are an insurance, and those are things that could potentially be beneficial in starting maybe a consultation business or that sort of thing. So there's definitely different business models, and if you want to learn more about the different business models, I prompt you to see the previous video that is on the Founding Moms Exchange of South Florida, and it talks about the 8 different business models that could definitely that you could definitely start from your home today. And of course, there are business models that you're going to be required to have expertise on, but there's other business models such as drop shipping that you don't really need expertise, because you acquire it. Once you know what you want to build your business on and what you want to do, you definitely have to continue learning about it, because I'm still learning about it. And so it's a learning curve. Right now I'm in the area of learning how to fine tune my ads, that is in Google AdWords and Facebook, to get those sales. So I'm in a different level right now, but if you're in a level where you are not sure of how to start your business, definitely do not hesitate to write to me. I will help you brainstorm, because I've been there, I've done that. I've actually, I opted to receive help from a coach, because it's sometimes, yes, I study marketing. Yes, I help other businesses be in business, but I had never launched my very own business. And it's something that's very different, because you're doing all the work, you're putting all the effort, and you're also the one that's investing money. So I'm not going to say that I have not invested money, because I definitely have, but it's not going to be the same amount of money as I would have invested if I've launched other types of businesses. Like, for example, if it was a brick and mortar business, I would have to pay for rent, I would have to pay for water, power, maybe an employee, and I would have to pay for inventory. So all those expenses, I'm very grateful that I really didn't have to go through that because of the internet. So I was able to create a virtual store where, with drop shipping, basically the investment is pretty much minimal. All I invested was a website. I didn't invest in graphic design, because I am a graphic designer. So I designed my own logo. I designed pretty much everything that you see on my website. But that, if you're not a graphic designer, then there's ways that you can create your logo, even by going to Shopify.com, and definitely they have a free tool that they help you create your logo. So it's something really nice that you could build your logo right there and then. Hola, Abigail. So yeah, there's ways. And if you can get a logo really cheap, if you go even to Fiverr.com and pay like $5 to a person that could design your logo, you are welcome to do that. Or if you have a friend that's a graphic designer and they're willing to do it for free, go opt for that. So definitely there's ways around it. You don't really have to pay to build a business if you are willing to spend time learning how to do it. I built my business on WordPress. I didn't go for Shopify, because I feel that for me, at least, WordPress was a little bit cheaper with the hosting and Bluehost, and I at least know enough to build the website myself. I know a little bit of coding, I know graphic design, so I felt like I could build it myself through WordPress. Now, not everybody has that advantage, so if you don't, definitely Shopify is a great way to start your business at. And they're not paying me to say this, but they're really good, because it basically you have everything in one single platform and you simply fill in the gaps. So it's pretty much self-explanatory. You don't have to be a designer, you don't have to be a developer to build your store. But that being said, of course, it's a little bit more expensive than other platforms such as WordPress. But yeah, I definitely think that I've been able to provide a lot of information. Eventually, I want to definitely speak about fine-tuning Facebook ads. I'm going through that myself right now. I have been able to get people to follow me and start engaging with my business, but I'm still in that process of fine-tuning my advertising, my online marketing and advertising strategy. But there's a lot of tools that could help you pretty much get traffic, such as, I use Google Keyword Planner a lot. That's through AdWords. And that's basically to see what type of keywords people are typing in on Google to search for the type of products that I offer in my business. And in regards to Facebook ads, there's a thing called Pixel. The Facebook Pixel is a little thing that you can install in your website, and basically Facebook tracks all of the traffic that your ads are leading, and then that helps Facebook fine-tune the people that are targeted to see your ad, so that when basically the people that are going to see your ad are going to be more specific to the type of business that you have, and they're going to be more prone to convert and buy from you. So that's a little bit of a great tool. I'm going through that myself, but I eventually want to definitely share with you once I've been able to crack the code, because I don't want to talk about something that I really haven't received that many conversions yet, because I just launched my business. So I'm still fine-tuning it, but once I definitely have it down, I want to share all of the things that I did to have those things work. So yeah, if you have questions, if you're struggling with postpartum depression and getting up to speed with yourself after becoming a mom, and you are interested in launching your business because you feel very similar to the way that I felt, please do not hesitate to write to me. That's eventually what I want to do with my life, is help other moms and other women, or even men, build their own businesses, because it doesn't have to be postpartum depression, but people also get depressed for other reasons. So if you feel like there's this urge inside you that you want to just go ahead and start something, but you don't know what, I can definitely assist with that, because that's what I want to do with my life. Once I have my business up and running, I definitely want to help others build their own businesses, and I can share a lot of information on how to do it. So do not hesitate. Please share this video. And a little thing that I want to share with you is another quote by Pablo Picasso, and it's, "Action is the foundational key to all success." So if you want success, you have to take action. That's definitely how I was able to beat postpartum depression. I took action. I knew that there was something wrong, so I decided to make a change. And my change was, giving myself goals that to achieve in life, the things that I wanted to achieve, to get the freedom that I so strongly desired, to be able to spend time with my son, travel the world, because that's one of my main goals, and definitely, have a lifestyle where I'm enjoying being a mom, a wife, and being a person. That's why I started a business, and that's what definitely keeps pushing me, and how I was able to overcome postpartum depression, because now I have goals. I have things that I want to do, and I'm not going to quit until I achieve them. So thank you, and please share and comment. If you have questions, even if this video is not live, just comment on the video on the comment section below, and I'll definitely answer any question, or feel free to private message me. You can look for my business page, which is burnsandtots.com, or in Facebook is Burns and Tots. And again, my personal Facebook is linked to this video, so feel free to click there and add me as a friend. I'm here, so been there, done that, and a lot of more things to do. Take care.